Cliff Cushman Field. Test, 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 test. My name is Adrian Cummings. I'll have our broadcast for you tonight. We're just getting to the end of the junior varsity game. Just doing a little testing here, and then we'll get ready for that varsity game going live at 7 p.m. Grand Forks Central Knights take on the visitors on the scoreboard, the Spartans of Fargo North. Test, 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 test. Audio test, 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 test. Audio, audio, audio test. Test, test, test.
The following is a presentation of KNOX Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome you to Cliff Cushman Field, my name is Adrian Cummings. Tonight you are listening to KNOX TV. You're watching, rather, KNOX TV as we take on some boys soccer tonight. The pitch KNOX Sports is traveling to, folks. It's been a busy week for us all here in the last couple weeks on KNOX Sports as we're getting up and rolling for the season. We're happy to have you on the Rivard's Turf and Forage and Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. Like I mentioned, my name is Adrian Cummings. Tonight we have the Grand Forks Central Knights playing host to the Fargo North Spartans in a battle of Eastern Dakota Conference soccer. Should be a nice night. I was a soccer player in high school, so hopefully I can bring a little bit of analysis to the game here. Our junior varsity game is just wrapping up, and we are getting closer and closer to that varsity start time of 7 p.m. It will be kind of a gloomy night here in Grand Forks. We'll talk a little bit over that. We'll talk a little bit over these two teams that are kind of searching for some identity, but over the last couple weeks, maybe they've both found a little bit of a spark. Certainly we'll go through some coaches' interviews, a players' interview, talk a little bit about the formations and what these two teams are looking to do. And, of course, that is all part of our Signature Graphics and Apparel and True North Equipment pregame show. Signature Graphics, we craft your vision and you watch it come to life. And True North Equipment, true to our values, driven by you. Folks, I'll send you to the first break. When we come back, we'll take you through our drive for the title, talk through the last 3-4 games for either of these teams and sort of what we've been seeing as we get for a little primers for some Eastern Dakota Conference soccer. Second matchup, the rubber match for the Knights and the Spartans tonight. We'll be right back.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailerSales.com.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more, fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. SprayAdvantage.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
The Ski and Bike Shop proudly supports our local high school athletes on the field, the court, and beyond. Just like sports, adventure starts with the right gear. The Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure begins.
Folks, we welcome you back to the Signature Graphics and True North Equipment pregame show. You're watching KNOX TV as part of our expanded coverage of not only Grand Forks area sports, but also East Grand Forks. And I think Ryan Cunningham even had a game in Thompson last week. We've been covering all sorts of different sports, kind of the second year of our expanded coverage. And this year is getting even better, and we hope to keep adding elements to our broadcasts. Again, you're listening and watching to KNOX TV. This pregame show will ramble on, folks, and we will go next to our drive for the title. The drive for the title is our kind of our look at the conference standings and where everything is at. Let's see if I can get my graphic loaded up here. As we look at our drive for the title is brought to you by, let me see if I can find it on my sheet here. It's my first broadcast of the year, so I hope you forgive me a little bit here. Can't find it on there. Our drive for the titles, we'll take a look around the Eastern Dakota Conference and check out our standings. And full disclosure, was looking at for some scores today, but NDHSAA Now, which is the website that kind of does all of the score updating throughout the region, was not updated with the most recent games, which were Tuesday night, but I do know a couple scores from there. As we look over the EDC, Fargo South, it's kind of clumped up the top, and then a couple teams in the middle, and then kind of one team at the bottom. And as you see, of course, our matchup tonight is pitted between two teams that are really kind of close in the standings. Central's got 7 points in the board bear, 1 win, 3 losses, and 4 draws. Fargo North, 2 wins, 4 losses, and 2 draws. But we'll work our way top down, starting with the Fargo South Bruins. A nice season that they are putting together. 5 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws, for a total of 17 points. West Fargo Cheyenne has got 5 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, and a game in hand on Fargo South with 16 points. And Fargo Shanley's got 4 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws for 14 points. So the way this table breaks out is kind of interesting because there's sort of 2 teams really at the top, 2 teams kind of solidly in the 2 to 5 spot, and then sort of 3 more teams a little bit below them. I mean, Cheyenne has got that game in hand against Fargo South, and a lot of people believe that this Mustangs team is the best team in the Eastern Dakota Conference and borderline favorite to contend for what should be a really rocking state soccer schedule. You know, the state tournament for soccer. And so West Fargo, Cheyenne, and South sort of trading blows at the top there, and sort of that next cut is Fargo Shanley and Fargo Davies. Certainly 2 teams that are good in their own right, but just a couple points behind, and it'd be hard to maybe make up, especially for Davies to make up 6 points on Fargo South. There's not that many games through as we're talking tonight. I mean, this is the second time that Central and North are going to meet this season, and likely the final time. So we're already working our way back through the conference opponents. Just be tough for Davies to catch up there. And then, of course, there's kind of Red River, North, and Central in this other little tier. Red River and North both 2-4-2 with 8 points, and then Central just 1 behind with 1 win, 3 losses, and 4 draws. Like, positive news for the Knights as they picked up their first conference win in nearly 3 seasons last night. We'll talk a little bit about that later. I talked to Coach Austin Englert. I think Ryan Cunningham has got that in our pregame coaches interview. But we'll take a look not only at the last meeting between these 2 teams, but also the last 5 outings. For the Knights on Tuesday, they won 4-0 at Shanley. That was a really great game. Austin Englert had said that's one of the most complete games that he's seen this Central team play in his multiple years in the program. He's been with the program, I believe, 9 seasons, not all in a head coaching capacity, sort of up and down and around. But nonetheless, he said they played a great, complete game, and they got aggressive after halftime. We'll talk a little bit about that a little bit more later as well. The Knights are riding a little bit of a 3-game winning streak here, playing 1 conference opponent in Fargo Shanley, and then 2 non-cons on Monday, just right before that Shanley game this week. They won 2-0 at East Grand Forks. They beat a Green Wave team, another local team for them, for a little bit of bragging rights there. Then last Friday, they won at Crookston, went on the road and won 1-0 against the Pirates. Looking back into conference play, they lost to those 2 teams at the top, losing last Thursday 0-3 to West Fargo Cheyenne here at home. And then last Tuesday, they lost 1-3 to Fargo South. So the Knights have had a handful of nice outings in their kind of last couple games here. In their last 5, they are 3-2-0 straight up, but those 2 losses, big conference losses, again, to kind of the cream of the conference. So tough to look at it that way. I mean, again, the Knights picked up a nice win against Fargo Shanley, not a team that they probably would have been expecting to beat, so certainly a pleasant surprise for GFC there. For Fargo North, their results were a little bit harder to come by, but I do have their last 3 outs. On Tuesday, they lost 1-2 to West Fargo, the Packers, at home, giving the Packers their first win of the season. I was talking with some of the coaches, and they said, that really might irk some of team coaches. You never want to be the only team that a certain team beats, but the Packers a little bit having a down year. And, of course, their 1 win coming against Fargo North just this prior Tuesday. Last Thursday, they did lose at Fargo Davies. They do not have a score there. Could not find it. That is what I was referencing when I was talking about struggling with the state website. Just couldn't exactly find what I was looking for. Then last Tuesday, right here at Cliff Cushman Field, the Fargo North Spartans drew 0-0 with the Red River Rough Riders here in Grand Forks. So the Spartans looking to turn around their last result here in Grand Forks. The Knights looking to keep on their red-hot streak and extend their outright win streak to 4. Folks, this has been the Drive for the Title, and you are listening to the Rivard's Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Networks. We'll hit you with a couple more breaks, save some material for us, and then we'll get going and we'll look at some coaches' interviews. Coach Austin Englerth gets interviewed tonight by Ryan Cunningham. We also have a player feature as well. You're listening to KNOX TV.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great-tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Nothing feels or performs better than a properly fitted golf club. Whether it's irons, driver, or putter, call us today for your free club fitting. For over 30 years, the Golf Center in Grand Forks has been your club fitting leader.
Pro Ag in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Will Rich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything Pro Ag has to offer.
We very much take a lot of pride in our work. Customer service has always been our #1.
We have the best materials. You're going to have the best people in the area to do the job.
If you can dream it up, we can make it happen.
Or head to gworkslf.com to get started.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new. Big or small, Finest Auto Trim can cover it all. To get a quote, go to finestautotrim.com.
As we welcome you back into the Signature Graphics and True North Equipment pregame show, my name is Adrian Cummings. You're watching KNOX TV. We're about 17 or so minutes away from kickoff here. We're going to take a look at the coaches' comments tonight. This is brought to you. Ryan Cunningham got a chance to sit down with head coach Austin Englerth and talk to him a little bit about the season. We'll play that for you. And we have a player spotlight as well. Check here for the comments from Coach Austin Englerth, head coach of the Grand Forks Central Knights.
Austin Englerth is the head coach of the Grand Forks Central Knights soccer team, getting set to lead his team into battle this evening. And, we mentioned, Austin, it's the second time around now. So you're expected to know some things about them. They're expected to know some things about you. In the past, what types of things happen differently, if there are things that happen differently, when you face a team or they face you for the second time in a conference season?
Yeah, so facing the team the second time is crucial, right? You learn from the first game against them what they did well, what they did wrong, what went well for you, what went wrong for your team as well. Just kind of looking back at what happened last game, like North shot the ball a ton. So our big emphasis tonight, make sure we close down those shots. Don't let them have free looks at the net. We want to make sure we are winning that midfield battle. Those guys can't just win space and dribble against us. We want to make sure we're really aggressive in that midfield tonight.
You picked up a big win against Fargo Shanley, and without that win, without getting those 3 points, you're in a really uphill battle to try to make yourself into the Final Four. I don't know that it's too much to say that kept your season alive at this point, giving yourself a chance to get a state tournament spot. Would that be accurate enough?
I'd say it's very accurate. Last night was a big win for us. I don't know if you know or not, but that's our first conference win in 3 years. So it was a big deal for our program. It was a surreal moment. They put together our game plan perfectly. They executed everything we wanted to do last night. Every single guy that played one of the best games of their season, all of them were working hard on the same page. It was a surreal moment for our central program last night.
And what did you see that might have been different? Was it just a level of execution? Were there some things that were read or done differently by players, or was it just a step quicker and a step faster and a step more in the right spot at the right time?
Yeah, it just seems like one of those nights where everything clicked. Everybody wanted it more than the other team. Like usually we were up 1-0 at halftime. We've been that way about 4 or 5 times this year. We kind of try and close it out 1-0. And our team was like, nope, let's go for it. Let's go add more to it. And we added more to it. And it was a lot more fun closing our game 4-0 than it was trying to hold on 1-0. So our guys put everything out there. And last night it was amazing to see.
You know, and one of the keys for the game that I put together for tonight, one of the things that I mentioned was for Central to maybe take some risks offensively. And I know that sometimes that's tough to do because of the way that, you know, soccer's natured, and you want to be really sound defensively. But you have a pretty good goalkeeper that can bail you out of a couple things. And is that the path for Grand Forks Central, to take that extra risk offensively if it means getting an extra goal?
Yeah, I'd say absolutely. We talked about it at Shanley Tuesday night. Be dangerous if you're in the offensive half. Like, we got to be dangerous. You got to take those risks. Got to go for it. Like you said, we're in an uphill battle. We got to get points. So a tie doesn't really help us, and a loss certainly doesn't help us. So with a guy like Dubs in net or Double Roney in net, it makes our jobs a lot easier to be aggressive and make that chance, which is really exciting to see.
And then, Coach, let's wrap up with this. I mean, obviously it's different the second time around when you play Fargo North, but what do you think they did that they want to do again? What do you get ready for as far as how North opens up against you, or what you think they'll try to duplicate from the first match that you had with them?
Yeah, so they had 2 or 3 guys up top. They're big and tall. They're fast. They're aggressive. They're a problem. They're 2 guys that we look at right away. So we gotta make sure we limit those guys' touches on the ball. They like to shoot from anywhere, so we gotta make sure we're on them right away. And they like to play big balls over the top, so we gotta make sure we're ready for that and make sure our goalie cleans it all up, makes it a lot easier for our team. So basically, we talked about earlier, close down the midfield, and we gotta make sure that we are winning those second balls, 50-50 balls in the air.
There you have it from Coach Engler. He talked about that big win that the Knights got at Fargo Shanley, and I actually got him in the press box before this game, and he's just talking about how much it means to his players to finally notch a conference win after they've really had a lot of good chances. You heard him allude to it there, but 4 times this season they've led 1-0 at half, which means the Knights are getting on the scoreboard first. He said that they've done, parking the bus, which is moving to just almost a strictly defensive strategy, kind of following some of those kind of, one-goal outburst first halves. But he decided tonight, you know what, we're just going to play aggressive. We're going to try and play some, Knights soccer and get after the ball and let our aggression shine through. And it worked for him on Tuesday, and I imagine that we're going to see a little bit of more of that tonight. Folks, we'll send you to our next break. When we come back, we'll go through maybe some starting lineups, some keys to the game, some tools to the game. We're just getting ready here. We're about 12 minutes or so from kickoff here at Cushman Field. Knights and Spartans coming shortly.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
In Grand Forks, it's about more than just where you live. It's about the people you trust when life happens.
At Logan Karski State Farm, we're proud to protect what matters most. I'm Logan Karski with State Farm, and we'd be honored to be your good neighbor.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
Folks, let's take a look at our drive. Oh, no, not our drive for the title, excuse me. Our tools for the game. Tools for the game brought to you by Logan Karski Agency, State Farm. My insurance agent's on the screen. Logan Karski, are you looking to bundle and save not only home and auto, but life insurance as well, business insurance, anything that you need? Logan, of course, has got some insurance experience. He's the owner of the State Farm office here in town. He's an agent, I guess. I think that's how they say it, is he's an agent. Just a great guy, easy to talk to, great service. Him and Alex and their whole staff over there take really, really good care of you. If you're looking for maybe some insurance options, we encourage you to do business with those that work with us. Our game tools, these are our high-impact players. Who are we expecting to kind of see on the pitch and who's really going to make a difference tonight? I'll talk to my best ability about some of these athletes that we have on the field here. First starting with the Knights, Brady Kirkeby, and we have sort of one player in all 3 levels or progressions, if you will, for the Knights. Brady Kirkeby, a forward, if I can flip my sheet here. He is the senior captain of this team, just going to play forward tonight. Expect him to stay aggressive. Coach Engler said he wants to do his best to activate Kirkeby. He's got good feet, good passing, good vision. Brady Kirkeby going to be critical to the Knights' success. Bryce Corinta as well is going to be a big piece of what they're going to try and do tonight. Just a sophomore, but he's starting in the midfield. And when we talk about the levels in soccer, I guess I might have skipped one at the defense. But Rylan Dobrovolny, of course, this is going to be kind of a key player, and he's someone that has kept the Knights in a lot of games this year. Those of you who've watched some of our football broadcasts, you might recognize that name. He's a place kicker, field goal kicker for the Knights varsity football team, but his primary sport in the fall is soccer. So I'm sure Coach Englert winces every time that he might come into a football game or make a tackle on a kickoff. But Dobrovolny had an excellent junior season. He's following up with a terrific senior season as well. Could go down as one of the best goalkeepers in Grand Forks Central soccer history, and no, that is not an exaggeration. So for the Knights, it's going to be Dobrovolny, Corinta, and Kirkby. For the Fargo North Spartans, Lucas Knopp. I have him listed on my sheet as a forward. He is a junior. A lot of what they want to do offensively is going to flow through Knopp, and of course their strong D-core in the back, Austin Zander and Noah Ulmer. Ulmer's a senior, and Zander is also a senior, so they just have two big senior experienced defensive backs kind of anchoring this defense, and that's what you want for a team in North that is going to play a lot of aggressive soccer. We'll get to that in our next segment here in this pregame show. They're going to play a lot of aggressive soccer. So what they want to do is they want to have some good, solid defenders back, and obviously we have that in Zander and Ulmer, some senior leadership for this Spartans team. Folks, this has been a look at our tools for the game, brought to you by Logan Karski Agency, State Farm, 2210 South Washington. Stop in for a cup of coffee. Stay for the great rates and service. Folks, we'll be right back. When we return, we will talk to our final pregame segment, what these teams need to do to be successful tonight. How do they want to play? We'll get through our starting lineups as we work into this game, but looking forward to some soccer here at Cushman. Seems like the rain is finally laid off, but expect weather to be a factor. We'll be back in a few.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersSales.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Folks, as we welcome you back to the Rivard's Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Network, you're watching KNOX TV. My name is Adrian Cummings. I'll be handling our commentary duties for the game tonight. Alongside me, Joey Spanger, our standout cameraman. He's been an absolute rock part of our broadcast throughout a couple seasons here. I think he might have a football game tomorrow night. We had him on the crew last weekend. Joey is an awesome guy. He'll keep us on the action and dialed in all night long. Folks, we'll take our final look at our final piece of the pregame show, the Keys to the Game. Keys to the Game brought to you by Jarrell Sports and Hockey World. Stop in and see what's new for the season. Joe Krewald, a good friend of mine, he'll take great care of you. Folks, if you're looking for maybe some skates, maybe some rollerblade shoes, baseball gloves, apparel, hockey sticks, I mean, you name it, they have it. And really, they are the all-sports store. I have a tennis racket that I got from Jarrell's. So quite haven't figured out how to get the good shots out of it, but I don't know if they offer that for me. But stop into Jarrell's and see what is new for the season. Folks, our key to the game, we'll start first with the Fargo North side of the ball, and I'll also intertwine some things that I picked up from talking with the coaches today and watching that coaches feature. The Spartans want to play with physicality tonight. This is a smaller Knights team, and this is a Fargo North team that can play with some physicality and probably muscle guys off the ball. As long as you stay clean, you got a really, really good shot of, helping yourself out essentially and kind of winning some of those 50-50 balls with the physicality. And lots of shots on Dobrovolny. He's an excellent keeper, but, every keeper has their cracks, and certainly if he's seeing 10, 12, 15 shots a night, he's only going to get to so many of them. So the Spartans are going to want to put a lot of volume on shots. For the Knights, they want to take some offensive risks tonight. We talked about this. Again, by Coach Engler's tally, they've led 4 times throughout the season, 1-0 at half, which in the game of soccer, obviously, goals are hard to come by. He said in those instances, they've sort of parked the bus, or they've played a little bit more defensively, or they've taken some of the offensive emphasis out of their game. But tonight he said, you know what, we did it against Shanley. We're down 1-0 at half. What do? We go out and we decide, you know what, we're just going to play aggressive and play offensive soccer. They put 3 more goals on the board. All of a sudden, they're winning their first conference game in 3 seasons. So for the Knights, they want to take some offensive risks. They want to try and push the pace. They want to try and play up. We'll take a look at their formation. They're starting 11 here shortly. And they also need to meet the physical play of the Spartans. I mean, the Knights have to be ready for what the Spartans are going to do for them. We'll expect a lot of balls over top, a lot of running, a lot of pushing and shoving and hand fighting. They just have to be ready for it, folks. And those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Jarrell's Sports. We'll send you to one final break. Actually, no, we won't send you to a break. We'll get a player spotlight for you. Ryan Cunningham got a chance to sit down with one of the Knights ahead of tonight's game.
Our player profile that we have for tonight is with Grant Harrison. Grant Harrison, a member of the Grand Forks Central Knights soccer team. He's good enough to join us here today. And, you know, Grant, we were just talking about how it's the second time through now. So that means the sense of urgency ramps up a little bit before tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah, we've been keeping our heads. We recently got a good win against Shanley, number 1 in the conference, got a 4-0 win. So it's good to see that we're coming back, facing these teams, coming out stronger than ever. It's good to see that we're being put together, and I think we have a good chance of doing well here.
Absolutely. You know, that win keeps you alive for a spot in the state tournament. We'll talk more about that as we go through the course of events tonight. We're going to find out a little bit about Grant at our player spotlight here. And Grant, throughout the course of the season, we've been asking people to give us a rundown of their, I guess, most early memories of soccer or volleyball, the sport that they're in. For you, obviously, soccer. Tell me about how this journey started and maybe a memory that you have from way back when that you'd like to share with us about how you kind of fell in love with the sport.
All right. I started soccer very early. I was maybe 4 years old when I did Sunflake soccer. After that, I moved on to GGFSC. I spent quite a few years there, and that's where I met quite a few people that I still know today, even in soccer program and outside. And I went through Valley middle school to play soccer during 7th and 8th grade. And ever since then, I've been here loving every second of it. And one thing I think is pretty cool is I have actually been coached by our head coach, Austin, before during GGFSC. So I've had some time with him, and I think that's just really cool.
That is awesome to have that connection with your varsity coach going all the way back in time when you were a younger kid. Tell me what it is about soccer that made you fall in love with it, though. 4 years old, and you're like, yeah, I'm ready to do this. What do you remember about that?
For me, it's the action. I love it. Just balls going all over. You know, it's constant. It's always you're always under pressure. There's always something extra you can do. It's a physical sport. I've always liked that.
All right, well, let's talk about you, the student, as we go forward. Obviously, you got to spend some time in the classroom when we're doing this. And when it comes down to what you like to explore academically, subjects you like, work paths that you're taking, tell us about Grant Harrison, the student.
All right. I would easily say my favorite class is probably history. U.S. history. I've always been interested in history. Not sure on a career path. I'm hoping to do something medical, like maybe follow in the footsteps of my parents. But yeah, I've always liked looking back at the history of our nation. So
I'll tell you, I love history too. So whenever I hear that, it's come up a couple of times now, and every time that I hear it, it kind of warms my heart that there are some high school students that are still taking that up as something that they're passionate about. How about some hobbies, Grant? You can't play and be a student all the time. You got to have some downtime. Not a lot, as we've learned from a lot of these conversations, but when you do have some downtime, what is it that you like to do away from sports and away from school?
I like to spend time with family, go to our lake cabin. Sometimes just casual soccer with some friends. We've got a great group that I like hanging around. But yeah, even just hanging out with friends is always fun. So
absolutely. And then we'll wrap up with this. You mentioned that you've got a great group right now, and we like to ask those that join us what it's like to wear that uniform. For you, it's a Grand Forks Central Knights uniform. It's this team. You've probably been together with some of these guys for a long time if you've been doing this since you were 4 years old. So tell us what it is that it means to you to go out on the field as a Knight tonight and throughout the course of the year.
As a like going to Central, it's a great experience. Being with all these guys, I feel like Central has something that not a lot of schools have. We have a great community. We're very put together. I feel like going to these games, even being a part of the game, being on the field, I feel like it's a really unique experience, especially at Central. That sense of community just really it really feels good. It's you don't see it everywhere, and I'm very thankful to have it here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting right on the cusp of kickoff. If you're watching KNOX TV, you're listening to our coverage of live and local sports as a part of our Rivards Turf and Forage and Grand Trailer Sales Network. We do have the starters for both of these teams. We'll take you through the lineups the best of our ability tonight. First, the visitors on the scoreboard, the Fargo North Spartans. They said to start, they're going to deploy the 4-4-2 formation. They might shift into a 4-3-3 potentially as this game goes on, and we'll take you through those starters in order. We have them. Just want to make sure I don't miss the starting clock of this game. It's just me up here on the broadcast. My name, Adrian Cummings. Alongside me, Joey Spanger, our cameraman. And we're getting ready to get going here, folks. It should be a nice night for soccer here. The weather is shored up a tiny bit, but still going to be wet out there. Playing on a turf field here at Cushman Field, so a little bit different. Maybe takes a little bit of the edge out of it. I mean, grass would be a little bit tougher to play on, of course, but I think the majority of the Eastern Dakota Conference is all turf now at this point. I'd like to give a special shout out to my wife, Erin. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being on the broadcast. We're happy to have you along tonight. And that is going to get us out of the gates. First, we'll do for the visitors on the scoreboard our starting lineups for the Fargo North Spartans. These starting lineups, I believe, are brought to you by Franson Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC. I believe so. Oh, Forks Fence Company. My apologies. Forks Fence Company, powered by Greenworks. We are Grand Forks' #1 fencing company. I can give them a little sheepish apology as they have the fence in my backyard. They've been nothing but a pleasure to work with in getting that installed. So give a call to Forks Fence Company, powered by Greenworks Landscape and Fence. Starting at goalkeeper for the Fargo North Spartans, the junior Andrew Colasar, number 0. Starting, we'll go through their 4 defensive backs and move forward through the midfield, finishing with their 2 forwards as the Knights try to play a big ball over the top here, and that one goes nowhere. Still working it through the midfield. Number 4, Noah Ulmer. He is a senior defenseman. Number 7, Austin Zander. He is a senior defenseman. Number 3, Eli Aslakson. He is a senior defender as well. And number 6, Cormac Nagel, I believe. He is a sophomore defender. Starting in the midfield for the Spartans, number 20, Eli Erickson. He is a sophomore. Number 12, Luca Meyer. He is a junior. And number 10, Emmett Tracy. He is also a sophomore. And finally, Johan Gonzalez, the junior midfielder. And finally, the North Spartans 2 forwards, number 18, Lucas Knopp, and number 19, Matthew Helgo. So there's the starting 11 for the Spartans: Colasar, Ulmer, Zander, Gonzalez, Tracy, Meyer, Aslakson, Knopp, Haugo, and Erickson. Knight's going to get a big free kick and try to take use of advantage of this big leg that Dobrvolny, possesses. And it's kind of funny as you see the Knights getting into an attacking position. You'll see him when we pan here. This is not where you generally would expect teams to be swarming outside of the box, but you can see him just rip this ball from the 40. It's going to take its first hop. I mean, that thing would have probably hopped at the 6-yard box. So Dobrvolny's got a big leg, and the Knights are going to try to employ that as an offensive weapon. Fargo North is going to try and break out here, just passing now through midfield. This ball flicked up on the outside, got some speed with it now. On his feet is Knopp. Knopp going to work to the right side and release down into the low corner. Crossing ball is going to come in mid-high, but just a smidge behind the attacker. I believe that is Luca Meyer there. Knights are going to play this one all the way to the end line, but guarding that ball as it goes out of bounds is Lucas Weber. Let's take a look at the Knights starting 11 tonight. The Knights are going to employ a 4-3-3 diamond formation. Generally speaking, a diamond is going to give you a little bit more attacking power. And when I talked to Coach Englerth, he said that's what they're going for. Is they got a nice breakout here, working it through the midfield now as Al-Shami. He's going to go wide. Nice opportunity in the box, and just a hair too long for Kirkby. Knights had a real good chance early in this game to get one on the scoreboard, but Kirkby just unable to stretch to that ball. Nice play in the midfield by Al-Shami. That 4-3-3 diamond formation, it's going to allow you essentially to get one more attacker forward. You have a midfielder that's playing a little bit more as like a cam center attacking midfielder, and you got kind of a sort of a center defensive midfielder, a CDM, it's going to chip in on defense. So it's not a 4-3-3 flat. It gets you a little bit more attacking prowess, which, as we found out, that's kind of what the Knights are looking for tonight, is just an ability to get up on that ball and play a little bit more aggressive soccer, but it also gives you a chance. A lot of your work is going to come through the outer edges of the field because that's where more players are. That true middle part of the field is going to be vacated. It's a hard shove. Kirkby hands-on here. And crawling up from the ground is Ulmer, and we'll get ready for the North's kind of first set-piece free kick opportunity of the night. This one coming from near midfield. The Knights starting 11. This will be brought to you again by Forks Fence Company, powered by Green Forks. We are Grand Forks' #1 fence company. This is a long ball is going to be whipped in. This header is going to go to the right as the rain is sort of turned back on here in Grand Forks. I'm trying to get that starting lineup, but these two teams are moving a little bit of offense around the field, so it's hard to miss some of that. Starting for the Knights out the back, the senior goaltender, number 0, Rylan Dobrovolny. Flanking him defensively, number 3, McCain Kendall. Number 4, Grant Harrison. Number 5, Joe Clevin. And number 13, Caden Peterson, working through that midfield now. And then we'll end, of course, up top. Number 2, Bryce Carinta, midfielder. Number 8, Zachariah Alshami is a midfielder. And I believe our final midfielder is Lucas Weber. Well, I might have missed a defender there in Dalvin Samuel, but I might have 5 defenders listed, so I'm not sure if I'm off or this roster's off. It's probably me. And rounding out the attacking prowess for the Knights is number 14, Brady Kirkby, and number 16, Sam Christman. So the Knights starting 11 is Dobrovolny, Carinta, Kendall, Harrison, Clevin, Christman, Alshami, Peterson, Kirkby, Samuel, and Weber. You folks can't see it. Our camera's got a little bit of a vantage point. It's a very nice through ball is played over the top here, and I have that in my game notes from what Coach Englerth was saying, is this Fargo North team is going to want to play over the top a lot and look for them to thread a lot of balls. They're going to be playing aggressive soccer tonight. They took what would be kind of classified as a bad loss against West Fargo. That's one of the worst teams in the Eastern Dakota Conference, and the Packers are one of the teams that's maybe got the most potential to grow. And on Tuesday night, North loses that game by a score of 1-2, so I think the aggression is definitely going to be up for the Spartans tonight. They want to play aggressive, attacking soccer. I mean, they want to keep the Knights on their heels tonight, all night long. You just saw a through ball over the top there. Expect them to do that a lot. We have a borderline tie-up here on the near side, but West Fargo, the Spartans going to work this one down low box. We're going to have a corner kick here. We'll do our best to get that one covered. Just a little bit of a tough angle. We had to get out of the rain here, and as I look down on the field, I feel no jealousy for those sitting down below as the rain has kind of kicked back up again. It seemed like maybe the sun was going to break and it was going to be nice, but it's been on and off raining here in Grand Forks. This set piece is served an excellent service ball there. Makes it just right past the keeper. That's exactly where you want to put those in. You assume that net, of course, is 20 feet wide. You want to put that ball in about 12 to 16 feet just behind the keeper, so he can't exactly turn quick enough when that ball is in front of him on a set piece. It becomes a lot easier to defend, but if he's got to shift his head and shift his body, it's a lot higher chance for the offensive team to get a score there, as this ball is going to be served well over the top again. We see that kind of that big service ball that they're looking to play. Dobrovolny comes out to play that ball and makes some serious contact. Looks like he missed his play on the ball. We'll see if he gets a card here. Some real physical contact from Dobrovolny. We'll see if we get a chance to take a look at that one. Our American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency. Oh, just kind of misses the ball there. Dobrovolny does. So we're going to have a set piece for North. See if we can take actually another look at that one. Make sure they got the right spot as the rain is beginning to pick up. That one is well inside of the box as well, so the Knights might have gotten away with a little bit of a favorable spot. That replay brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. Dobrovolny lucky to escape without a card there. I mean, that was a big-time collision, and he did not really play the ball close to clean. But this ball is going to end up outside, so North gets a real chance early. As you can see on our camera there, some of that rain coming down. Nice work by Joey Spanger. He's happy, he said, to be up here out of the rain tonight. Oh, man, it's just... it's gonna be a layer to this game, folks. I mean, the turf is a little bit different. You grip a little bit better, but it's still going to be wet, and it's going to be gross out there. And, maybe the finer points of your playing are kind of lost to some of this rain. So the ball's going to come in, whipped up off the top corner. That one no good. North goes for net there. I like the choice. I mean, you're outside of the 18. Just barely outside of the 18. Why not try and put that one on frame? Dobrovolny's got a big, tall body, so he's not much that's going to get past him, but that one just misses a hair wide. Knights' opportunity to clear this out of their own end, and they do. They put it near midfield now. Working with it on the far side are the Fargo North Spartans. They swing to the middle now. I'm doing the best I can. My window has gotten really covered here in the last couple minutes, just full of streaky rain, so I'll do my best to give you names and numbers, but it's going to be a little bit tricky as the Knights push that one out of bounds in the far corner. This one will be a throw-in. Luca Meyer running to shag that ball, but it looks like the toss is going to come from Brandon Prudhomme. Might have subbed into this game early. Excuse me, correction. Austin Zander with it now. Zander's going to go near the middle of the box. This one's going to be headed backwards and rest in the paws of Dobrovolny. Getting ahead on that one, I believe, was Matthew Haugo, the sophomore. As you can see, Dobrovolny's big punt there, flipping the field as this one's going to be headed and just go off the back of the dome, actually, of the North defender here. Knights with an opportunity maybe to possess this ball and play through. This one's going to slip out of bounds. We'll see the call here. This one's going to stay with Fargo North. These players, folks, are just getting soaked down there. A lot of umbrellas in the stands here at Cushman tonight, and I do not blame them. 10 minutes gone by, going to be 2 40-minute halves tonight here. Again, you're watching KNOX TV. Could not do it without our network partners, Rivard's Turf and Forage and Grand Trailer Sales. Scoreboard updates brought to you courtesy of Ultra, and then you'll hear a kind of a cascading line of other sponsors. You'll see a couple video sponsors throughout the game. Again, folks, we could not do it without their support, so we're happy to have them, and we're happy to have you on the broadcast tonight. Knights maybe looking to sustain a little bit of pressure here for the first time all night. Knights have not had a ton of sustained pressure. They had that really nice chance early for Kirkeby, but besides that, it's been few and far between. Is again, this North aggression, you see it, you're seeing it on the pitch. I mean, they are wanting to play up in their face. Talking a little bit more about what North is going to try and do tonight. We mentioned it in our pregame show, our keys to the game, but they're going to try and funnel as many balls as they can towards the net to give themselves chances. Again, if you can put 10, 11, 12, 14 balls on frame, as a nice turnover is forced by the Knights here, and they have some space to work if they do it correctly. Long ball sent in. That one nearly sneaks by Colasar. Just didn't quite get a clean stop on it, but that's what you get with this rain. The game becomes, for lack of a better term, a lot sloppier when it's raining out. This game, just a couple balls might slip off the hands, might not be as clean of a grab. The Knights showing that they're not afraid to test a little bit and try and force that issue. The Spartans tonight, like we said, I mean, they're going to want to put as many balls towards frame as they can. If they can get 8 to 10 shots on Dobrovolny, there's a decent chance that one of those is going to go in. He's a good goalkeeper, but he's just not that good. And you never know with this weather condition. So look for them to play a really aggressive ball and soccer and get them to really force a lot of balls towards the net. The other thing I think for North is they're going to be committed to 3 attacking forwards tonight. I mean, they are going to want to play up. Everything that we've talked about really has been attack. You haven't heard a ton us talking about North's defense, and there really is not a ton to mention, honestly. This North team wants to score goals. They want to win games and shootouts as there's some physical contact on the far side here. These two teams really going at it early in this one. You can see the tone is just completely different, and we have... Looks like it's going to be a free kick of some kind. This one is indicating the direction of North. Oh, excuse me. This one's going to be for Central, rather. I'm sorry, the ref had his hand up in the air, and he's pointing towards the Central net, which generally means that's the direction it's going, but free kick is going to be called for here from his own 40. Picking his spot. Must have been an offsides. My apologies. Offsides on the far side. I did not catch that. These don't have window wipers here on KNOX, but I wish we did. As Dobrovolny's going to whip a very long ball, and this one's going to settle in the middle of the box. Knights with a chance to get it. That's kind of been our little mystery corner there. Just the best that we can do. We apologize for missing the end of that shot. Joey doing the absolute best he can, but just with our vantage point tonight, going to be a little tough to see those corners, but we promise we'll get the balls that are threaded in as best as we can. As this throw is going to come in. Low corner of the box. Joe Clevin is going to flip that one forward. This one going to rest in the hands of Colasar. No pressure brought by Grand Forks Central. So Colasar is going to pick up that easy ball and go to clear. For the Knights, what do they want to do strategically tonight? Well, they have to close down and get to the ball, especially in the midfield, as you can see on the far side now. Oh, wow. We might have a card here. Big shoulder. Can we get a number on that? Is that 14, I want to say? The player that took the shove is still laying down. Dobrovolny having a word with the official here. I think that was number 14, I want to say. There's definitely a double digit for the Spartans. Can't tell. I think it's 14 or 19. It might have been Matthew Haugo. And we're going to get an injury stoppage here, which I believe will stop our clock. This is not good. You never, ever want to see this. So with just over 26 minutes remaining in this one, we do get an injury stoppage. Someone going down really tough there. Looks like maybe taking an elbow up high to the face or neck. I'm not exactly sure, but kind of tender on top there is a Central Knight. We'll see who that is. We're going to have someone else. Someone is going to have to sub into this game as well. And it looks like we're going to play on with no card, remarkably. Player leaves the game to injury, but no reason to stop. Nice camera work by Joey Spanger there to kind of give us a little bit of a closer look. We'll see. Did not get a number on that night that went down, but I'm sure we'll find out. It's 13. I'm getting a signal as 13. Caden Peterson, the senior defender, going down hard there at the hand of Haugo. Dobrovolny's going to serve another big long ball in here, and the Knights playing with a little bit of extra vinegar in their blood, wanting to maybe even the score a little bit for what they felt like was a dirty shot from the Spartans. This ball played into space with no one home. We'll get a throw-in. For the Knights, tonight they got to play defensively, and they have to close down. I have that written in all caps on my sheet here. They have to close down and get to the ball, especially in the midfield. This is a team that's going to want to play a lot over the top. Typically, those balls will come in from midfield area, maybe just barely into your half, as the Knights have an opportunity to work in the corner here. With it now is El Shami. He's going to kick it out. Some nice footwork in the corner, working there, and this one's going to be slid and pushed out of bounds. Eli Erickson, I believe, it's going to be a very deep throw or a corner kick here. And the Knights are setting up for what looks like a set piece, going to serve this ball in for them. Doing our best to get a number here, I want to say that's 16. No, I don't think so. That's not Brady Kirkby. It might be Dalvin Samuel, 18, the defender. Going to serve in a left-footed service ball here. And we'll catch the tail end of it. This ball going to come in low. Kolesar not able to corral it. Knights opportunity still there. They're going to get a chance to rerun this one. Kolesar goes to play up aggressive on that ball and is just unable to get to it. So the Knights do have a little bit of an opportunity there, but they're just unable to capitalize on that. They've had a few offensive chances, most of them coming on set pieces. I would like to see them work through the middle of the field, and again, another sharp ball. We might be playing corner city here as we're going to get another service ball. My hunch is that they are trying to get this ball up in the air, but it's probably a little bit tricky with this weather we're having. You can't really plant as well. Your foot might slip on the ball, might just kind of waffle off a little bit of a weird way. As the Knights send in another ball, and this one is going to be corralled. It might get served up here. Oh, nice little move on the edge of the box, trickling into the 18 from the side. Near side, Kolesar. Nice stop there. And the Knights with a nice chance, their first real offensive chance of the night. I'd say kind of our true chances are probably 1-0 Central. As again, we're talking about the Knights wanting to break down the ball. You see it right there. The long ball comes in. This one's going to be worked through the midfield, turning on the burners on the outside, getting into a hand fight. Another Knight going down there. We've got an out of bounds, and we'll have a throw-in for North, but we want to talk about physical play, folks. This is physical play here. This is Fargo North wanting to impose their will on Grand Forks Central. They've got some really big-bodied strikers and attacking midfielders, and they're not afraid to push it around a little bit, and that's fine if you want to play that way. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but Central's got to be ready to match that physicality on the pitch tonight. We'll see a throw-in here on the far side as this rain is continuing on, folks. It was kind of a nice day here in Grand Forks. For those of you that are frequent KNOX listeners, we had our KNOX Listen Center golf tournament. It was a great outing. I got a chance to go out there, put a couple balls in, put a couple balls into the river, into the rough. Not enough in the fairway, but it was a great day of golf, and we thank everyone who came out for our KNOX Listen Center golf tournament for benefit of the Listen Center, of course, providing services here in Grand Forks. You know, all day long it was kind of dreary. It was raining a little bit, misting a little bit, etc. And you know, we avoided kind of this big rain, and I was joking to my partner today on the cart. it's kind of nice. We don't have to deal with this kind of horrid rain. And then, of course, the second the soccer game gets going, the rain just turns on. I feel bad for the players out there, and it is not letting up at all. Fargo North is going to try and thread a ball through up here. Central is going to flip this one over the top, not getting a touch on it. That ball going to be played aggressively from a defender from North. Nice job there, staying aggressive. Knights have some space for Alashami here if he can use it. Releasing on the outside on the near side is Sam Christman. This one is just going to trickle out of bounds, though. Christman with an opportunity there. And we're going to get a couple of substitutes here for the Spartans. Yeah, we're hidden well tucked up here in the press box at Cushman Field, but the water through our open window for our camera, the water is coming in. Thankfully, our equipment is staying dry, but certainly there might be a little spot of carpet that's got to dry out before a football game tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, Sam Jensen and I on the call. Your Red River Rough Riders playing host to, I believe, Wilson High School, the Coyotes. We'll have that game right here for you on KNOX TV, and as well, I believe we're going to be on 1310 AM, 107.9 FM, but I'll have to verify that tomorrow. But again, Sam Jensen, your play-by-play voice for football, and then, of course, me, Adrian Cummings, on-site engineer and color analyst. Good to be back with Sam, kind of getting back in the groove of small sports and radio, of course, and as you know, we do a lot of sports in the winter. But it's nice to get some of these different events. Soccer, of course, a good one. It's fun. I was a soccer player, not that I know much or could tell you much, but at least I've seen a soccer ball before, and I could tell you how to kick it around a little bit. So it's fun to get to cover some different sports outside of our typical, football, volleyball, etc. These teams playing takeaway and keep away here in the midfield as they're kind of just pogoing the ball around. No one really able to get clear possession. They're going to play this one all the way back to the goalkeeper. As Golisar looks to clear, and the Knights going to put some pressure on this one in the far corner. They're not able to get to the ball. Try and turn our lights on here and see if that helps us at all. A little bit dark, and it's kind of just a dreary night here in Grand Forks. We thought maybe we'd get a little poke of sun coming out, but not so lucky today as Golisar is going to get ready for the goal kick here to get this one moved out of their own end. The Knights, I think, have not done a great job thus far tonight of answering the physicality of the Spartans. The Spartans have wanted to play really physical soccer, and they've actually, I feel, had their way for the most part of what they wanted to do with the Knights. We had a player exit the game, 13. We believe that was Caden Peterson. Not to see him return yet. To be fair, I'm doing the best I can through a really, really iced over window here. A lot of streaks coming down with this rain that sort of just came in from nowhere and is really not turned off at all. Knight's going to keep this one in on the far side. It's going to be turned over quickly and going to trickle out of bounds. North's going to play quickly and throw that ball in. This one's going to be tapped out again by Central and give themselves a little more time. They're going to push that one just a hair further away from the Fargo North offensive striking unit. This one's going to be tipped in now, played near midfield. The captain for the North Spartans, that is number 4, Noah Almer. He's going to cycle this one around. This one's going to get past, looks like Luca Meyer, and they're kind of trading the ball, but here comes some midfield. Nice build for North so far. 18 with it now. That's Lucas Knopp. Down in the box. We might have a chance for a foul here. Some frustrations boiling over for some North players. Little hand battle there as Lucas Knopp, or excuse me, Dalvin Samuel kind of going at it a little bit with, I believe that's number 11, Bennett Meyer, and he voices his frustration and hollers at the ref, and Dobrvolny's kind of got his hands up like, this is okay, but that isn't. But some frustrations boiling over for the Spartans here as the sub is going to come in for the Knights, I believe. Did not see who got swapped out there. But we play on nearly midway through the first half, a quarter through the game. Still knotted up at 0-0, but both of these teams with a few chances. I think the Knights have had really one grade A chance, maybe two if you count Kirkaby's ball there. North has put a lot of pressure on, but they have not really done much in the attacking third. It's been tough for them to get all the way up and kind of finish what they are starting. But they did have one nice set piece they put wide of the frame. Long switch comes in here from North off the feet of Bennett Meyer. Meyer's going to play inside, but quickly good close down as El Shami's going to chip this ball ahead. Really nice ball if he can play it. Just unable to corral that one as Kirkaby. El Shami really played a nice ball here, and we got some subs coming off for the Knights as Uzbugu. Coming in, I believe that's Joe Clevin. And coming out for the Spartans, number 11, Bennett Meyer. And coming in for Sparty is Jurisi Mandenge Ekele. North for a throw near midfield. This one played thigh high but corralled nicely. And North will play on a little physical play in the midfield here as Knopp gets kind of two-hand shoved in the back there by Dalvin Samuel. And Samuel's going to retreat to his back line and get ready to play some defense. Brady Kirkeby taking advantage of not playing near his 10 yards here. Those of you soccer people watching this broadcast are probably pretty familiar, but defender is allowed to stand as close to that ball as they want unless the free kick taker asks for their 10 yards. At that point, then the official comes and counts out 10 paces and gives them their justified space. But oftentimes we'll see players maybe stand 6 yards away or 8 yards away or 7 yards away. You know, not close enough to be obvious, but not far enough away to be kosher. Just kind of one of the minutiae of the middle part of the game. Our teams will do kind of anything to get an advantage when they can. Near midfield now, Clevin pokes a steal. He pops this one forward. I believe that's Al Shami with it on the far side. Our vision's getting better by the second here as these, seems like the rain may have let up here in Grand Forks. Far side now. With it are the Spartans. Looks like we have another sub coming into this game. Alex McComb looks like going to play up top. Excuse me, I have a misnumbered player here. We have a couple of junior varsity players I'm seeing mix in, so some numbers I'm not recognizing. I was correct. That is McComb in for the Spartans and Tesson coming in for the Knights here. Playing it back now. Knights dangerously kind of just Dalvin Samuel like he's taking a Sunday walk in the park, not really playing aggressive on that ball. It results in North getting an opportunity for a throw in the attacking third here. Not sure what that was all about, but that ball, Samuel did not really play that hard or that physical towards. And now the Knights are going to have to force to defend on their heels here. Throw-in going to come in just right through the middle of the attacking third. This ball is going to leak into the box and is going to be cleared for another throw. At least this one will give the Knights a little bit of breathing room outside of their own 6-yard box. It's been an eventful half so far, folks. A couple harder fouls we've seen on the floor here. Dobrovolny gets up on someone in the edge of his box and probably gets away with the card and potentially even a penalty shot there. And then on the far side, kind of a central Knight goes down, I believe, as Caden Peterson goes down kind of tough on some contact from Lucas Knopp. So it's been back and forth. It's been physical soccer here in Grand Forks. Both these teams with a couple opportunities, but I'm sure they would love a couple more. This one's going to leak into the midfield here. Knight's going to step to this one. Thought maybe there was a hand there on a North player, but it's not called, and we play on. This one going to be chipped through, but inadvertently tipped off a Knight's leg. This one will roll to Dobrovolny. They'll get ready to boot it away. Dalvin Samuel looking a little limber here and limping on the near side. He's staying in the game as Dobrovolny's punt is a long bomb, nearly taken down by Kirkeby clean, but it's just not able to corral. Gets popped up again near midfield. Canicorn, this one going to be a little short. Jumping for that ball looks like number 10 for the Knights, excuse me. Not number 10, it might have been number 18. No, not Dalvin Samuel either. I'm trying to figure out my numbers here. As we're going to get a card here. Is that a yellow I saw? It's not a red card, is it? No, it's just a yellow. Jeez, the ref flashed that card real quickly. So North now with one of their first real strong opportunities for the night. Dobrovolny already lining up his wall. He's going to get ready here, and he's going to kind of direct this team. Brady Kirkeby's going to come back, obviously, in this free kick situation. Kind of every man on deck here. But Kirkeby, with his big frame, is going to try and stand in the way as much as he can. And as you see here, they're going to make him count on his 10 yards, and they do. Taking the free kick for Fargo North, that's, I believe, Mark Meyer. Number 13, the headband along curly braids. I like that. We're going to see what happens with this free kick here. This one's going to be served in unframed. Overball, and he gets up, but just a dish over the top. North with their second really nice set piece opportunity of the evening here. Dalvin Samuel on the near side still looking a little limber, not exactly sure what's going on there, but he's staying in this game. He's going to try and keep playing, but I think his right ankle is nagging him. If I'm Fargo North, as you see a couple attackers sliding in here, they're maybe going to try and play up on him. I'm surprised Englert has not got a sub, and here it does finally come. Coming in now for the Knights, so try and get a read on the number. I believe that is number 2, Bryce Corinta coming in, but we have him listed as a starter. It is number 2. So Corinta is going to come in and play center back, and sliding over is Alshami. He might just be back based on where this free kick is at. Joe Clevin looks like he's playing up in the midfield now, and this one is going to be bottled around. Kirkaby's going to take off with it. Got some good pace. Kirkaby, a great athlete for the Knights. Plays a bunch of sports, and obviously soccer is his fall activity and gets him in good shape. I believe for hockey season, forgive me if I'm wrong, don't usually cover the hockey beat for KNOX. A lot of basketball for me. This throw is going to come in low box. It's going to be headed around by Kirkaby. With it now, another opportunity to serve a ball and going low, snapping ground. This one's going to be just flushed out of the system by Fargo North there with it on the near side, 19. Serving that ball in for the Knights, Bryce Tesson. And Tesson will get a chance at a throw here. And Tesson's going to serve this one in low box. Kirkaby's going to work that one outside his foot. Nice little soft touch here. Knights just not able to get 2 touches. They're going to send a kind of a long streaming ball over the top. Coming in it with a full head of speed is Helgo. This one's going to be misplayed by the Knights. It's going to give Helgo a great opportunity. Just not able to get it there. Knights, ball still there. Oh, that one ends up in the back of the net for Fargo North. Dol Ravolny thought he had it covered and just was unable to get it. That one really started by kind of a misplayed ball by the Knights defensively. And then with the full head of speed, Matthew Helgo gets to it. Dobrovolny thought he had it. That's what you see with this weather, folks. You think it's just a sure thing, and then that one just slips underneath his arm. We'll take another look at that one, courtesy of American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. You see it here on the near side, just not quite sure where that ball is going. Probably meant to be played back a little harder. Dobrovolny has it, and then just unable to grab it. So what I understand is the 31st minute of this game, Fargo North is the one to draw first blood as we'll get back to our game broadcast here. That one scored by number 11, Bennett Meyer, going to be assisted by Matthew Helgo. I believe, if I got my name, there's 2 Myers now. Yes, it is. It's Bennett Meyer, number 11, Bennett Meyer. So he puts one in for the Spartans. They lead 1-0 after a lot of pressure for them all game long over the top. Maybe this is a little spark that the Knights needed to get kicked into gear here and get ready to play. Maybe we'll snap them into this game a little bit. They've played decent soccer tonight, but they need to attack a little bit more, and they need to be a little bit crisper, especially when they're near the box and kind of moving in their balls there. This one's going to come overhead to Kirkaby on the far side, turned over immediately. And Spartans are going to look to run again. Here we have another streaking player stepping to this one, making sure it's clean that time is Alshami. That one I missed again. This one's going to be fed through. He should be well off sides. They're going to say nothing here. Alshami gets to it, though. Just sending that one to the sideline to clear as Tesson looked like he was off to me. Maybe he beat the ball there. But now you see what North wants to do, stretch the field and stretch and play long soccer. They want to send a lot of through balls in, a lot of overhead balls in, and now their defensive strategy can shift as well because they've got the lead on the scoreboard. This one outside the box, nice shot there, is scooped up by Dobrovolny. That's Emmett Tracy from outside the box. And, folks, we'll take another look at that goal courtesy of American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. Again, you see it, Alshami just goes to kind of misplace this ball, kicks it right in the hands of a streaking Helgo. Helgo's going to funnel that one. It looked like it was a pass. Dobrovolny just not able to grab that one, and that one ends up in the back of the net. 31st minute, that one puts up Fargo North 1-0. Knights hoping to find an answer here before the end of this half. That would really, really be big for momentum for them to be able to find at least some kind of answer on this scoreboard. Keep this game tied up here, or get this game tied up, but keep it tight as we head in to the locker room. for the halftime break. Folks, this broadcast brought to you by Rivard's Turf and Forage and Grand Trailer Sales. If you look in the top corner of our screen, you'll see a rotating cascade of sponsors. These are the folks that support us and make our coverage of live and local sports possible. We encourage you, whenever you are able, to check them out and patronize their businesses, as that is what keeps us going. With it now on the far side are the Spartans. Bennett Meyer, the goal scorer, feeling emboldened, kind of dribbles that one around, but he turns it over. Joe Cleven's going to flip this one over the top. This header's going to come back and be played near side by Noah Almer, getting a foot on it and doing a nice job turning that is Salad. Salad's going to play a little bit of a short chip ball through. You see that ball's got a lot of backspin. You might not be able to see from your angle, but that ball's got a lot of backspin, but with this kind of foggy, turfy grass, it slips, and then all of a sudden, kind of the spin comes out of that ball, so it makes it a little bit tough to predict. I'm curious if that's what happened for Dobrovolny on his ball, but the Knights nonetheless need to find an offensive answer here. They're going to come against a much more stout Fargo North defense. Now that they've got the lead, they've got no reason not to try and protect it here. Throw's going to come in from the near side. Coming this way to throw it is Bryce Corinta. Corinta's going to two-hand this one over the top of his head. This one's going to move in. Might be misplayed here. Ends up in the hands just a little bit heavy on the touch there is Harrison. Harrison playing with some kind of wrist brace, hopefully something minor. Is again, Fargo North's going to thread that through ball. The thing about their offense, folks, is it has been coming from the defensive third. We'll break that down in our post-game show and in the second half. As we'll try to get in some of our advertising breaks during this halftime show. The first half of soccer is not too many snaps for me as a broadcaster here. This ball is going to be played up and just out of bounds. Our clock has got about 5.5 minutes left. The game clock has got about 7.5 minutes left. So we're going to stop here and get caught up with them. I must have gotten ahead or must have missed a short stoppage there. But we are rolling right through this first half of soccer. It's quite nice. Keeps it kind of easy for me. You know exactly it's going to be 40 minutes. Pretty much running time the entire time. A lot easier to predict. Nice step there, and Harrison's going to flip this one off. Cleven's going to try and tip it to the outside, but unable to do anything with it. North again flipping the field, trying to play through, and the Knights are going to maybe have to decide to play back to keeper here eventually. Fargo North is just killing them with these deep threaded through balls that are low. Throw coming in on the near side. This one's thrown into space with it now. Knopp cycles outside. North, excellent touches here, and this one's going to just slip out of bounds, get right past Noah Almer. The Knights are going to have an opportunity to get going. This ball is thrown high in the air, but with it now near midfield. I believe that's Salad. My apologies. That is Odurago. Coming up on the far side and releasing. Looks like the Knights are playing three back and may have adapted, but with this ball and a little spurt of energy, Central getting into the box. Nice opportunity here. Going to try and maybe play a through ball. That one looked to be out near the end line, but we're going to get... I believe we're going to get a corner kick here, so that one is going to come through the corner. As I get my clock restarted here, I'm a little more caught up. Knights with a nice opportunity in the waning minutes of this first half to get something on the board and keep this game tight offensively. Nice to have a free kick on the far side. Our camera angle is a lot better. Like we said, we're working from the press box up here. Just makes it a little tricky. Knights with an opportunity. This ball going to be whipped in high. Is going to drop in right near the front of the net. Fargo North defender gets his head on it. A Knight gets their head on it. It's being bounced around here. Jostled. Knights get an opportunity outside of the box. Left-footed shot. As a Spartan just jumps in front of that one at the last second. The Knights with another opportunity to serve a ball in here. That first through ball was real clean, but I believe Eli Aslickson, the defender, got his head on it at the last second. It was jostled around. And if you're Central, that's what you want. You want a little chaos in the box. You want guys to lose their marks. This ball is going to be served in a little bit lower, a little bit closer, but is going to be inadvertently headed out by the Knights. That's what you want in a free kick situation. You want a little bit of scrum and a little bit of madness and a lot of panic if you're Central, because that's when guys miss their marks and don't really exactly know what they're doing. It gives you an opportunity maybe to score kind of a grimy goal. This ball is going to be played up. Knight's going to attack on this one. Salad's going to flip this one to Kirkby. Kirkby's got to get going here. He's got to release on the outside. He's going to try and put this one on. This one, oh, nearly corralled. Nearly missed, by Kolesar, but corralled at the last second. He gets a hand on it. Excellent goalkeeping there. And a nice through ball. Nice to see the Knights put a little more pressure on. They've done well when they've been able to sustain in the offensive third, the attacking third, but can they sustain in the attacking third? We've seen North flipping balls from their defensive third quickly into the Knights' offensive end, so we'll be curious to see kind of how this goes as Salad gets beat on the outside, grabs on a little bit to Bennett Meyer, no call on the near side. The official must not have seen it, but from the press box it was clear as day. And Fargo North in absolutely no rush at all to get to this ball, nor should they be. As the time wanes down near 3.5 minutes, Central going to step to this ball. Not nearly aggressive enough, as this one is still going to be played through by North. North, little through ball settling. El Shami does a nice job of clearing that ball, but it falls right on the feet of a North attacker. That's Bennett Meyer again. Emmett Tracy, not Bennett Meyer. Tracy puts in a nice low shot. Dobrovolny going to flip this one. Knight's got an opportunity to go, but you see North have got 5 back. North wants to defend now that they've kind of let one go. This ball is going to be fiend. Wow, you see some afterburners there. Some real nice downline speed from Oduragu. Central's got to find a way to break through and penetrate this kind of defensive fortress that North is setting up. We'll break that down in our halftime show, and early in the second half, what do the Knights have to do in the second half to be successful? This nice header there defends a real big through ball. And they just keep trying to send these balls right over the top in Central. El Shami's now is going to be in a foot race here. Nice touch there. Plays it up and through, but unable to get to it is Salad. Central's going to maybe try a couple through balls of their own here. Oh, not a smart touch by Fargo North. I guess it was probably headed out anyways. As we get under now the final 2 minutes here in the first half from Cushman Field. Your Knights trail 1-0 on the Altru Health Systems scoreboard to Fargo North. North has put together a very nice game thus far, and Central has done a good job, but they do have to do a little bit more to match. Sam Chrisman plays that ball well off the chest. Chrisman now trying to cycle this one through to El Shami. Joe Clevin going to play a nice ball up. North defender makes a really nice step there and prevent it. What could have been a big offensive break. As you see, North is just going to bat and clear this ball as far as possible. 1.5 minutes now remain. A couple students made it out tonight, but not a warm and summery night that you maybe would love to watch soccer on. A little bit bitter and cold and wet, but a couple of fans made the trek. Quite a few from Fargo North, and of course, a good Central constituency and a surprising nice little student section. It's kind of nice to see. On the far side now are the Spartans. Going to cycle through to the midfield. This ball going to be booted well high, but not very far. 1 minute remains in the first half. I'm just a hair ahead here. We'll try and get dialed in the second half. Long ball booted away. And now kind of booted and passed through here. As Dobrovolny is going to get to it, my bet is he takes a big drop punt here and tries to get as much air on this ball as possible. She does, just not able to get it clean, but this one's going to bounce through. Clevin with an opportunity to chip this one over top. Kirkby just not able to play that one. It's kind of moving right to left on his body. Made it a little bit tough for him. Didn't know exactly how to get to it. He kind of fiended to the right, and then that one sort of rolled over his left shoulder. Clevin going to step to the ball. Knights do have some numbers here if they can find them. They have an opportunity maybe to attack and put some pressure on in the real waning seconds. Just 12 seconds remain in this game. Knights have the chance at a last-second throw here, but might not be quick enough to get this one all the way in. That's going to do it for the first half. Your Knights trail on the scoreboard by a score of 1. Oh, that's incorrect there. Your Knights trail on the scoreboard by a score of 1-0, folks. We're going to send you to a quick break. When we come back, we'll take you through some highlights, what we're seeing, and get ready for the second half. You're listening and watching Knights Soccer on KNOX TV.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
If you've got an electrical emergency, call RBB Electric. We are your 24/7 electrician. Your call will always be answered by an RBB employee ready to help 24/7. RBB Electric is on time every time. Your time is valuable, and we don't waste it. RBB Electric always calls ahead to schedule service. We are online always. If you suffer from slow download speeds, call our certified network designers and installers. On call, on time, and online. RBB Electric won't leave you in the dark.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need: turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Hey, this is Pastor Paul. I'd like to welcome you to Hope Church, especially if you're a person that doesn't have a place where you hang out spiritually. We would love for you to come and experience hope and find God. Hope Church, 9, 10:30, and 6 p.m. on Sundays. For more information, you can check out gfhope.org.
Pick 6 for $19.99, a perfect meal for two.
That's gotta rhyme.
Well, how about munching on Pick 6, my mouth going yap, yap. People always staring at my wings, they go flap, flap. Dave is so surprised because he didn't know I'd rap. Pick 6 meal for two for $19.99.
H&S Electrical Services is proud to support local high school sports. From homes to industry, we deliver safe, reliable electrical solutions. Locally owned and operated, our skilled team ensures quality and service you can trust. H&S, trusted in your homes and businesses.
Folks, as we're going to welcome you into a very, very abbreviated halftime show, I'm going to use this opportunity to work with some of our advertising partners and play some of their ads. Give my voice a quick rest, and then we'll come back for the second half. You'll get to hear about 40 straight minutes of me talking in your ear. We'll just take you through a really, really quick scoring summary, folks. This halftime show brought to you by Grand Forks Welding, the men of steel, since 1885, and High Plains Water, your home's clear choice for awesome water. In my 3 years broadcasting sports, both High Plains Water and Grand Forks Welding have been excellent partners of KNOX and excellent partners of you, local parents and local sports. We encourage you to check them out when you can. Again, this brief intermission report brought to you by Grand Forks Welding and Machine and High Plains Water. Not a whole ton to talk about in my summary. I'll keep it really straightforward with you. 1 goal on the scoreboard for the Spartans, the 31st minute. Bennett Meyer puts away a ball that Dober Balney is just not able to grab. El Shami just doesn't quite play it right for the Knights, and a full head of steam for Matthew Haugo, and he kind of slides one to Bennett Meyer, who's able to tap it in the back of the net. Knights trail 1-0. Spartans going to play a lot of balls over the top. They really want to stretch the field and use some speed, and that's kind of how they want to attack. They're not going to play as much methodical, pass-heavy, set it up tight soccer. They're really just going to try and thread the ball along and play long, big soccer. And that's fine, but the Knights have to be ready for that. Other than that, the Central has played good soccer at times, and they've really had some nice high-end offensive chances, but just unable to convert. The Knights have played a little bit more methodical in their attacking, but have a little bit more to go and leaving a little bit out there. We'll talk about what I think they need to do in the second half and what Fargo North likely is going to do and what they need to do to get their second conference win of the season. The Knights looking to win their second straight conference game for the first time in a couple seasons, as well as continue and extend their winning streak to 4 games. Folks, we'll be right back. My name is Adrian Cummings. You're watching KNOX TV. This is our brief intermission report brought to you by Grand Forks Welding and Machine and High Plains Water.
Hey, this is Pastor Paul. I'd like to welcome you to Hope Church, especially if you're a person that doesn't have a place where you hang out spiritually. We would love for you to come and experience hope and find God. Hope Church, 9, 10:30, and 6 p.m. on Sundays. For more information, you can check out gfhope.org.
Pick 6 for $19.99, a perfect meal for two.
That's gotta rhyme.
Well, how about munching on Pick 6, my mouth going yap, yap. People always staring at my wings, they go flap, flap. Dave is so surprised because he didn't know I'd rap, rap. Pick 6 meal for two for $19.99.
H&S Electrical Services is proud to support local high school sports. From homes to industry, we deliver safe, reliable electrical solutions. Locally owned and operated, our skilled team ensures quality and service you can trust. H&S, trusted in your homes and businesses.
When you simplify, you have more time for life. Simplify your life with Hugo's Family Marketplace. No time to run to the grocery store? Hugo's can help. Just click on GoHugos.com and place your order online. We'll fill your order, and you can either pick it up curbside or have it delivered to your home or business. It's really that easy. Just go to GoHugos.com for all the details.
More low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
Thief River Glass handles it all. Aluminum storefronts, auto glass, windows, shower enclosures, and more. Just like our athletes, we're built for every season. No job is too big or too small. Call 218-681-1333 for year-round dependable service.
When you're looking for a change of pace, a change of routine, or a change of scenery, we'll help you find what's next. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. For you, for life.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
For expert sales and service, visit Acme Equipment or online at acmekubota.com.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Nothing feels or performs better than a properly fitted golf club. Whether it's irons, driver, or putter, call us today for your free club fitting. For over 30 years, the Golf Center in Grand Forks has been your club fitting leader.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
In Grand Forks, it's about more than just where you live. It's about the people you trust when life happens.
At Logan Karski State Farm, we're proud to protect what matters most. I'm Logan Karski with State Farm, and we'd be honored to be your good neighbor.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersSales.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. SprayAdvantage.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
The Ski and Bike Shop proudly supports our local high school athletes on the field, the court, and beyond. Just like sports, adventure starts with the right gear. The Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure begins.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome you back into this second half of soccer, we get our clock and everything reset here. We had a little issue with, on one of the screens, the Knights are on the left, and on the other, Knights are on the right, but the Spartans do lead this game by a score of 1-0. We're getting ready here for the second half of soccer in Grand Forks. My name, Adrian Cummings, alongside me, Joey Spanger. Kind of our broadcast A-team tonight, if I do say so myself. Folks, that halftime show intermission report brought to you by Grand Forks Welding and Machine. They've been a steel since 1885. Whether you're farm-related or business-related or personal use, Grand Forks Welding and Machine takes care of whatever you need them to do. And High Plains Water, your home's clear choice for awesome water. Do you want longer-lasting appliances, better skin, better tasting water? High Plains Water, give them a call. Get a whole home system installed. And honestly, it's no pressure service. So they'll tell you what they have. And if you get to use it and you want to use it, you can. Great. And if you don't, no skin off their nose. Let's get ready for some second half soccer here, folks. A couple things, my thoughts, at least from the booth. The Knights have really been getting stretched on the field by Fargo North, but that's how North wants to play. They want to play a lot of balls over the top. Midfield, not a strength of this team, but front-end speed is kind of one of their strengths, so they want to play as long as they can. Obviously, with some of that front-end speed, what they want to do is try and stretch this field as much as possible. And they've done a good job of that. They've put the ball over the top, and they've done a nice job. They've had a couple offensive opportunities. That ball to El Shami, they ended up in the goal. And we'll talk about that. We'll take another look at that one. But Central's got to do a good job of defending that ball over the top. And what's been interesting, and we don't typically see this, is that those through balls have come from the defensive third. Typically, you get them in kind of the middle third of the field, maybe deeper in the middle third. But for whatever reason, North has been really emboldened to play kind of a defensive third through ball over the top style of soccer. It's very strange. It's kind of tough to defend. You know, for Central, they've had some good offensive opportunities. They just need to do a little bit better job of maybe finding that extra pass or finding that little open spot. There's really only one play maybe where I thought Kolsar, two maybe where I thought Kolsar was going to get beat. And he stood tall back there, so he's done a nice job as we have a nice little off-ball feint here from Chrisman. Chrisman going to play to some space, probably going to break inside, going to serve this ball through. Excellent service ball if he can get there. El Shami just near the very end line. Chrisman played a good ball with a lot of spin there. As we have a substitute here now, a new goalkeeper coming in, what looks like for Fargo North. Kolsar maybe running a little bit hobbled or maybe grabbing in his hand. So North, a change of goalkeeper coming into this game. We believe that's Brandon Prudhomme. Prudhomme is going to come into this game. So Kolsar is going to check out, and he's got his gloves off, so he's probably done for the half. Maybe Fargo North giving a nod to the senior. Nice to see. Central, hopefully he's not feeling up and active and ready to go, and Central can try and crack him early. That'd be awesome. So they're working in the midfield now with some nifty ball handling is Emmett Tracy. And here you see this long through ball getting played through. Some nice sprint speed there from the Knights to catch up to him. This ball is going to be played out of bounds. With it on the far side now is North going to serve a ball high over the tops of the heads, and this one's going to sucker all the way back. Work end line to end line, putting a nice move on in the corner there with it is Meyer. Meyer going to play top, nearly with an opportunity. The left footer, Dobrovolny grabs a nice ball. Emmett Tracy with the left foot, putting that ball in. Dobrovolny thankfully able to grab it. He's going to try and boot this one away here. This one he lets fly. And fly it does as it makes its way nearly to the 35-yard line through the air. North going to play a lot of defensive soccer in this second half. Going to park the bus, as we call it. Going to probably play with 5 defenders the majority of this second half. They're going to just try and limit Central's opportunities as many as they can to stop really the Knights from getting anything through Central. You got to try and draw them into some midfield play and see if you can crack it, or you have to just be very, very patient with the way that you pass this soccer ball around. This one's muffed on the far side here. Knights are going to get an opportunity to throw in. And with that throw in on the near side, just right underneath me, here's Lucas Weber. Just a freshman getting a cap for the Knights. That's awesome. Weber flips that ball overhand. This one's going to go to Hodney. Hodney get a turn and burn. Nice move. Gets the North defender slipping. Hodney still pushing on it. One's going to be played off of him and work out of bounds. Goal kick going to come in here. This ball is going to be served up and through, curling towards the benches, played off the head of El Shami. Knights playing off ball down low. This one's going to poke ahead and just trickle out of bounds. Knights with an opportunity to throw. This one's going to be Fargo North. Interesting. North's going to play quickly. And we're going to get some kind of stoppage here. Not exactly sure what's going on. Are we waiting for a sub here? Or oh, they backed the throw. They backed the throw in up quite a ways. But North serves this ball in. Central trails 1-0 on our Ultra Health Systems scoreboard. Plenty of time left in this game, but you'd love to find kind of an attacking gear early and keep the pressure on. It's going to be tough to put balls in the net when you just have a couple opportunities throughout the night. You'd like to see the Knights put 3-4 balls in the net, as this one's going to be in the far corner here and grabbing around Tobervalny on that very far side. I believe that's Meyer. I'm not positive on that. One of the Myers. There's two on the Fargo North roster. Bennett Meyer, the sophomore, and Luca Meyer, the junior. Dobrovolny's ball is played up to the far side. This one's going to trickle and still stay in bounds, so North is going to have to play this ball. They cycle it back to the midfield now, putting some pressure on his Hodney, trying to get there and win the race. My apologies, I might have the wrong number here. We have Hodney playing way up front, and here goes North. Well-timed defensive stop for Joe Klevin there. He's just going to push that one out of bounds. North coming quickly. Lucas Knopp kind of leading the charge for Fargo North there, and he's kind of been really an offensive, I wouldn't say like bell cow necessarily, not that that's maybe a soccer term, but he's kind of been that type to really just kind of push the Spartans forward, and he wants to play quick, and he wants to play really fast. Hodney, nice little stop on the ball there. Going to play this one up line. It's going to be kicked out of bounds. They're getting an opportunity to get going here, and they got to go quickly if they want to. Lucas Weber two-hands that one. Hodney lets it by him. Nice little touch off. He's going to keep it in bounds. No call. Oh, he thought he got called out of bounds. He might have been able to keep going. As Weber's going to foot that one. Shoulder gets played forward by Harrison. It's going to be tapped around in the midfield here. See, this is where we see Knopp going now. He's going to really try and push the pace and keep this North team moving forward. He's done a nice job of that all night long. The Knights really have not had someone to answer him. I'd be curious if they'd think about a spy maybe on him, because a lot of the offenses flowed through him in the middle of the field. As you see here, he's going to click and distribute. He's a good passer. That soccer ball, nice through ball here, but just a step ahead. It's a really, really, really nice through ball, I believe, played by Emmett Tracy, but just a hair too quick and a hair too far forward. Dobrovolny wasting absolutely no time as Hodney's going to flip this one off foot. Working up the nice near side is Hodney, Streaking with him was Christman. This one's going to be turned and go the other way quickly. I've had Hodney and Christman kind of back and forth all night long, so I apologize. Trying to get that right as North is going to wear a long shot here. Dobrovolny's going to direct that one. Didn't think he got a clean hand on it. This one's going to be left behind in the box. Slide for the Knights, cleared by Klevin. Stepping to it now is Christman. Christman just going to look for a touch here. If you could get him a through ball, man, does he have some straight line speed. Get the ball to Christman here on the outside, and they do. This might be a well-played ball if you can get just a step on it. But just a hair too far. 31 minutes remain in the second half. You're watching, KNOX TV. I got to get used to that. When I started here at the radio station, it was a lot of that, exactly that, radio. Now we've moved into a little bit more of a digital kind of game streaming. We're happy to have expanding coverage. A lot of times we were just covering kind of football and some hockey, and in the last few years we've grown, and I think we've covered at least every single athletic endeavor at least one time per season. So that's swimming, that's wrestling, volleyball, basketball, baseball, softball, you name it. I believe we've covered every single high school sport at least one time in my time here. But I got to get used to saying you're watching KNOX TV. I'm so used to saying you're listening to KNOX. But this is KNOX TV. Our network partners are Rivard's Turf and Forage and Grand Trailer Sales and East Grand Forks. Our scoreboard updates brought to you by Ultra Health Systems and our other elements throughout this game sponsored by our partners. You can see them in the top corner of the screen. What we do is not possible without them. We encourage you, if able, to support them and patronize those businesses as you see fit. North's going to play a long service ball in from near half. This ball's got the leg, and it reaches quite easily. Dobrovolny just tipped off the head. And we're going to get another boom punt here. Dobrovolny's got a big leg. This one's going to take a short hop and go just over the top of Chrisman. He's going to wear that one and keep it in bounds, but no Knight is going to step to that. He needs a little bit of support up top there. Just having a hard time getting it early in this game, middle in this game, actually. With it now on the far side, Matthew Halgo. Halgo's going to push on. He's got a nice opportunity here, getting that one, but unable to corral it again as Dobrovolny gets the second chance. This ball is still there. Knight's got to defend here, got to play solid defense. And we have offsides. Oh, wow. Knights want to play quickly here. And they do, and they boot this ball. This is how you beat that long, kind of stretched out defensive look that North is giving you. You have to play quickly. You have to try and catch them on their feet. Kirkby now with it near midfield. This one going to go to Knopp. Knopp is going to cycle that one to the left to Meyer. Tracy, excuse me. Tracy with it, surveying some options. Just going to keep touching this one off, touching this one off, touching this one off. He does finally hand that one off. With it now, I believe Eli Erickson have not called his name a ton tonight. There's some open space here. Chrisman coming back, and he does force a long ball out of bounds. We have a sub here for the Knights. Look like a fresh set of legs waiting on the far side there. And we got a yellow card. Yellow card going to head coach Ian Costello for some comments he must have made to the line official. So Costello picks up a yellow card here midway through this kind of this second half of soccer here in Grand Forks. Knights have to defend now in the far corner. That's sort of that blind corner that we're working with, folks. Doing the very best that we can for you tonight, but just a little bit tougher with the elements at Cushman. Our camera equipment is not waterproof as much as we wish it was. We got to do the best that we can and adjust and adapt. Tomorrow night we'll be right back here. Sam Jensen and I have Red River Rough Riders playing host to the Williston Coyotes. Not quite sure. Playing host to the Coyotes. Red River looking to improve, kind of right the ship after last weekend's outing. I believe they were on last weekend, if I'm correct. I think they played St. Mary's and lost in kind of what turned to a little bit of a shootout. They will look to right the ship and get back on track right here at Cushman Field. We'll have that broadcast for you. We'll probably go live about 6:15 or so. We've kind of got the new element, the coaches interviews. We're really happy to be able to do some of that. And Ryan Cunningham, our sports information and just sports director in general, has done a nice job of adding that element. But we'll start that pregame show a little bit early, about 6:15 or so, and we should be good for game kickoff about 7 o'clock. Weather looking a little bit nicer tomorrow. Not tough to beat when we've had kind of dreary rain and a little bit cold here all day long. Booting this one away is Dobrovolny. Going to take a short hop here in Kirkby. Maybe he's got an opportunity to play it. He releases to El Shami, but this one's going to be just cleared quickly by North. So you see what they want to do defensively. They don't really care to tass around it and pass the ball. They just want to kick it up and get it out of their end as quickly as they can. But the Knights just briefly enter the attacking third, and then they're quickly shuffled away and go to the other end. Lucas Weber now going to play with a head of steam. Weber looking for his options. He plays near side at Chrisman. This one's going to be turned around quickly to Knopp. Knopp has done well in that solo striker role up top, playing with a little KT tape or something on his left knee. I thought it was a brace for a while, but it's not. This ball is going to be threaded outside to Hodney. Chrisman's got it now at his feet. Oh, nice little back heel to Hodney. Hodney's got a head full of steam. He's got a good chance for to wear one here. Knights with an opportunity. Kirkby's going to put that ball on frame. The Knights do finally get a nice shot off and a good opportunity, although it was quick developing. They did a good job to at least get that ball up. This one's going to be booted away and just trickle right out of bounds. I believe that'll be North for the throw-in here, and it is. The captain for North going to throw this one in, Austin Zander. Senior defender. Actually, he's going to drop that ball, and he's going to let Cormac Nagel come over here and give that one in the old college toss. Subbing out of the game for the Knights is Hodney. Back in is Salad. Salad and Hodney both are quick players, but I think Salad's got just a little bit more speed in his game. Might be nice for what the Knights are trying to do. They're going to have to play how North was playing and just stretch the field to the best of their ability. Grant Harrison defending nicely on the near side there, but Emmett Tracy is just tricky with that ball. This one's going to be headed back to the midfield. Knights need to bring pressure up. They cannot play defensively. We have 5 in the back right now. The Knights need to play some midfield pressure. This would be a good time maybe to more aggressively deploy that 4-3-3 diamond as a two-handed shove. Not even close here. McCain Kendall just shoves his man off the ball. That one probably should be a card. But he just does not even coy about that as we get a stoppage here. And there comes the yellow card out now. Yeah, it looks like McCain Kendall's going to get a little talking to. It's a little bit interesting. I don't know why he's got to come out of the game. I'm not understanding that element of this. Why does he need to? I don't think that's his second yellow. Clock stops dead on 25 here at Cushman Field. I'm just 1 second ahead. Not understanding why. Must have said something to the ref, but I'm not understanding why he's got to come out of this game for just getting a yellow card. Maybe the rules have changed since I played a few years ago. Looks like Hodney's break on the sideline is short-lived, if I'm seeing that. Hodney comes off and basically grabs a sip of water and turns back around, and there we go. A couple subs now coming in for Fargo North as well as we get ready to take this one down the home stretch, folks. Again, you're listening to the Rewards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Network, KNOX TV. My name is Adrian Cummings. Joey Spenger doing an excellent job on camera for us tonight. We've got a good game in front of us. The Knights with an opportunity to take this one home in hand. They just got to play a tiny bit better, a little more aggressive soccer. But they have a chance here as Dobrovolny looking to that left side. Maybe he's trying to switch it here, but he's going to play a long through ball now. Unable to get a foot on that as the Knights. And again, we're getting into this void in the midfield where it seems like Central is just so far anchored back that they have no real pressures. Lucas Weber's looks like he's going to lose a hand fight. He might still be in it. Thought he got hooked, but no call there. As the Knights do have an opportunity in attacking third, and they've done okay when we get down here. Might have another opportunity at a card here. Clock is not started yet. They're going to get the clock corrected here. It's 24-11. 24-15, I think is what he said. We're going to get the clock fixed up here. The official caught that ball. I thought he was signaling throw-in for some reason. I was really quite surprised. I didn't understand. So we'll wait for the signal here. Get going. And we do. Knights enter the attacking third now with a decent opportunity. And Hodney's all alone. Got to put one on frame here. And he does! The Knights! Even the score. Backup Matthew Hodney just barely gets a break in this second half. But the Knights are back in this game. I'll do some quick math here, but I believe that is at 56 minutes in this soccer match. Number 11, Matthew Hodney, and we got a tie game here, folks. Exactly the spark that the Knights needed. Like I just mentioned, they've done well in the attacking third. They just have to be in the attacking third to get those opportunities. Let's take a look at that one. Replay brought to you courtesy of American Family Insurance. As you see the throw in here, a little bit of a dead spot for us. But this ball comes in and just kind of slips right by Hodney. His man steps. He's able to shuffle that one right by the goaltender, so we'll take another look at that one later in this game. But Hodney puts one on the board, and the Knights are definitely in business as they tie it up here with Fargo North with plenty of time to play. Excellent for Central, and they're going to keep going here. They want to push. Salad has got to get a better touch on that ball. This one's going to be skied out of bounds. Knights with another opportunity to throw. Lucas Weber says, get me that darn ball. We have to keep going here. And they will. The Knights going to play this one now a little bit outside the box. North, you see a little bit of that aggression seeping back into their game. They've been playing kind of park-the-bus defensive soccer. Now they got to snap back out of that, probably looking for some of those larger through balls overhead yet again. But they're quickly into the attacking third. Real quickly, actually, as they move outside, and there's a man outside. Unintentional tie-up here, but that one will be Unintentional tie up here, and that one will be a free kick. I thought he was going to signal card there. We got a little bit of energy back in this game, folks. Just a little over 22 minutes remain in this soccer match. Grand Forks Central's drawing last blood, or most recent blood. Matthew Hodney putting in a nice ball in the box. Had his opportunity, just played it low, down low, nice, easy, smart soccer play and good finishing for him. He gets a brief break and comes back into this game because of some kind of card, as this one's going to get dangerously close to the box. But the Knights have an opportunity. They want to play quickly. Caden Peterson comes out of this game for what we believe is something that he had said. It didn't seem like he would have had to come out the game for that kind of foul. But Caden Peterson comes out, so Matthew Hodney runs to the bench and takes off his undershirt and basically turns back around and comes out and ends up scoring the tying goal in this game. They got to let the clock run down a little bit more here. And they do so. This ball is going to be played through the midfield. That one won very easily by Fargo North. Central's got to step a little bit better. Lucas Weber playing a little bit well off his man, and Central has just lost the midfield tonight. They've had absolutely no answers for Fargo North. I mean, North has dominated them in the midfield, but the Knights, to their credit, when they've had their opportunities in the attacking third, have taken advantage of it, but they've been few and far between. Crispin tries to go off foot there to Salad. He's going to have to get creative here. Salad's probably tap and go. He does get it to Crispin. Crispin's got to get moving, though. He's excellent with the ball at his feet. Decisive, nice through ball there. That one just played a little bit short. McCain Kendall not able to get that one in stride. This one's going to stay with the Knights, though, and we see this pressure ticking up. That's the advantage that a team like Central will have in a game like this. When you're playing from behind, you never stop attacking. But when you score first, a lot of times what we'll see in Central has fallen victim to this a handful of times this season. Coach Engler said it as well, where you score a goal and you decide we're going to park the bus, and you kind of get out of that mindset of we want to attack and we want to go take this game. Well, what ends up happening is this throw-in is going to be no good. It slipped out of his hands. So an opportunity kind of goes to waste there for Central. Just kind of a little gap. There's that ball slips out of the hands. I believe on the far side that is Dalvin Samuel back into this game. It's been a while since we've seen him. But Central's fallen victim to this before, where you stop attacking and then all of a sudden you have no answer for when the game starts to get, offensive. And I feel like that's maybe what North has fallen victim to, is they're defending a lot of the end of the second half, end of the first half, beginning of this second half. And Central gets an opportunity now and puts one in the net, and Central still wants to attack. They still want to score more goals, but North has got to flex that muscle again, makes it a little bit different. Samuel's retry at the throw-in goes a little bit better that time, but it is quickly shuffled out of bounds, and he'll get another opportunity. He throws that one in again. So I'm going to go to Kirkby on the far side, going to win the battle and take off. Nice sprint for Kirkby. Kirkby in a hand fight. Nice ball through to Crispin. Crispin puts a ball on frame, and the Knights score! Central takes the lead, 2-1. Crispin just 3 minutes later, Central is able to tap one in the back of the net. Crispin takes a very nice feed from Kirkby, and Central is back on top in this game. We have a replay of that one. I'm not going to lie to you, folks. I got a little excited when that goal came through, so we'll see how good it is. But Central does put one in the net. Oh, I just missed it. My apologies. I got so excited with Crispin putting that one in the frame that I was not able to capture the replay. But he takes a very nice ball from Brady Kirkby, and just one taps it, puts it in the back of the net. Central playing low. They're now up 2-1, and again, they want more. They want to keep going. They have absolutely no problem with attacking in this game, as North has got an answer for them quickly. Pushing the pace down the field now is Bennett Meyer. In the box, 2 men go down. We're not really sure whose fault it is, and they just stay active as we get some kind of stoppage here, and we're a little bit ahead of the game clock, so I'm going to give myself an opportunity to get them caught up here. It's like whatever the stoppage is, it's going to result in a Central place kick. And the clock has now stopped. It'll go again, but our clock will not start yet. I'm about a minute and a half ahead. So trying to get in sync here as best we can. Crispin's going to go up for that one and flick it with his head, and this one's going to be filtered through. Nice little service ball there. Ends up on no one. The Knights back again in the attacking third, and they got a couple subs waiting on the far side. Central with all the momentum right now. They put 2 in the back of the net. 1 in the 56th minute. Hodney off the throw-in from the corner. Crispin from the really, really excellent service ball by Kirkeby. Just 3 minutes later, and Central is able to jump out to a 2-1 lead on this scoreboard. And now this is what Coach English was talking about. This is the opportunity, and this is the phase of the game where they have to keep attacking. You know, they've fallen into this, we're in the lead, we're going to kind of relax, we're going to let it go. But Central has got to keep attacking. They've got to keep the pressure on here, and they're showing every single sign that they are not content, and they want to keep scoring and keep attacking as best as they can. Ooh, little word soup there, marble mouth for me. Crispin now with it on the near side. Good vision. He's going to thread this one through. Excellent find for Salad. Salad just unable to corral that one and keep it in line. North goes to play in some breaking speed now. This one is kicked outside and just goes off the outside of the foot. Bennett Meyer is going to receive, well, looks like a throw. Ball's getting thrown around a little bit. Doing my best to try and get a number on it, but just can't quite track it all. Central with it out near the midfield. Pushing this one is Caden Peterson. Peterson cycling up. Crispin, this ball comes out of bounds. So he's going to lay off. As we have a sub for Fargo North. Checking into the game for the Spartans, number 19, Haugo. Haugo is the one that set up the Bennett Meyer goal in the 31st minute for the Spartans tonight. Really is playing some good attacking football and got up there and kind of pushed the pace on this one. As Weber is not able to play this one off his chest, so North is going to quickly get into the attacking third. 16 minutes remain, kind of getting down there, folks, and this is where North, we're not quite in desperation mode, but this is where North is going to want to really ramp up their offensive pressure. Sam Crispin, a likely all-conference selection for the Knights here with the ball. He's going to duck and dip that one. Really nice touch. I'm not sure who had that one. I believe that's McCain Kendall. Had a really nice little touch on that ball. Salad's going to play outside, and North is just going to force this one out of bounds. This is where you see Central's kind of attacking energy is still being kept up as they are doing a good job of keeping North on their toes. And the way that this comes through the game is that North, instead of trying to maybe take a touch and pass and distribute this ball, North is going to be totally content with just getting this ball out of bounds and giving their guys an opportunity to reset. That's how you know that you've reached something in the attacking third, is when this team is just, for lack of a better word, panicking. They just want to get the ball away. They don't really want to make a decision. The Knights are going to get another throw in here, it looks like. They do. Weber throws this one in. It's going to be directed to the midfield here. Central with an opportunity if they do it right. Working now near the box. This one's going to be cycled out to Hodney. Hodney's going to lose this one, I believe, to Mark Meyer. Meyer's going to kick it up line. The ball shag just did not have one close, so we'll get another retry at this one. Lucas Meyer going to throw and get a little bit of perspiration off that ball. Just right around 15 minutes remain in this game, folks. We'll have to watch that clock. We'll see if North wants to maybe try get real aggressive and see what they'll do. Knights have been liking this downline throw. I'm wondering why, but you see it there. I mean, you advance the ball quite easily, about 15 yards. Now you're really in danger. This is where Hodney had his opportunity to score earlier, and he did convert on that ball. As this one's going to be kicked out top of the key. Crispin going to pause on top of the ball. Oh, nice little move by Crispin there. Unable to do much with it. So going to be an inadvertent hand. We'll take another look at that. You just want to see him pause and stop on the ball if we can get it quickly. You see Crispin, some nifty ball handling here. He just gives a little stop and then cuts back. Just unable to get a good foot on that one. Replay courtesy American Family Insurance. Central now got to defend in the midfield, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Central was really just losing the game in the middle of this field. I mean, they had absolutely no pressure in. the last number of minutes. Oh, that's got to be a dangerous kick, no? High kick, kicked him over his head. Should be a card generally. It's a free kick for sure, but generally that's a card when you kind of get that cleat up by someone else's head, inadvertent or not. It's for player safety reasons, and that one was dangerous. North's going to advance this one up on the outside. Knights are just going to clear and sweep this one back near midfield. North is going to get it right back again off an errant foot. But Samuel Bennett is going to defend, Dalvin Samuel, excuse me. It's going to defend down line near the top of the box here. North with an opportunity, but this one just unable to be played on the near side. Now Austin Zander is going to bide his time. Maybe try and play a good service ball in this one, battling forward with the ball. This one is advancing dangerously close for Central. They got to get a foot on this ball and get it out of here. And they do, just clear it to the sideline. Luca Meyer with that one on his feet does a nice job, has had a really nice job when he's gotten the ball his way. He's done a good job of distributing, and I think North, for the most part, has done a nice job pulling the trigger when they're close, but probably just wanting a tiny bit more. This ball going to come in over the top and overhead. Lucas Weber now with it. He's going to kick it, and just a smidge too far for Chrisman. We've seen with Chrisman, when he's got space, though, man, does he take off. This one's going to filter out of bounds. North is going to get an opportunity to throw this one in again. Started to get closer to crunch time here. Watch the offensive aggression. I mean, center back's playing very, very high for the portion of the field that they're in, but this is exactly where North is deadly. A ball trickles through exactly like we're seeing here. Knights don't get a foot on it. And that's where this team can be dangerous, is they're opportunistic. You know, you can't really leave too many free balls out there because there's a good chance they're going to get their tail ends to them quickly and try and do whatever they can to shuffle them towards net. I mean, their goal on Dobrovolny was really kind of on a missed ball, really. Dobrovolny was on top of that ball, and it just slipped by underneath him. Well, what do? I mean, you have to at least be opportunistic and be in that circumstance and be working in the box to get a play in like that. And North does a tremendous job of this. Central going to boot this one up near midfield. It's going to be laid off, and Chrisman is going to get some space to work with it on the near side here, being pursued by two, and he's just going to turn on the burners and say, I'll take this one. Here's where you see some nifty ball handling for him. He waits to survey, kind of picking what he wants to do with this one, and Samuel kicks this one over the top. This one might be near the top of the box. Good opportunity to lay off. Samuel going to work this one back in. The Knights near the box, and they're dancing around here. They've had, maybe could have pulled the trigger there, but looking, passing up for the better shot, and that's okay too. So we're going to get a throw in likely for Central here, and we do. A little physicality near the ball, but that's okay. And some subs are going to sneak into this game now. Salat and Kirky beginning to check into this game. Chrisman going to get a much-deserved breather. He has, if it stands, he's got the game winner tapped in at 59 minutes on a feed from Kirkby. This throw-in is just volleyed immediately from a North defender, and he does a nice job, but this one's going to be ground away in the midfield. Central's got to get to that ball, and they do. Lucas Weber. We're going to call him for an inadvertent hand. I think it went off his forehead, and he probably has a mark after the game to show you as much. But North will get a free kick nonetheless. Knights doing their best to hang on this final 10, but they are not going to stop attacking, which is exactly what you like to see from an intensity perspective. As Weber's going to get a touch on this ball, he's going to flick at Kirkby. He's going to drop it right back off to Weber. Weber's going to release from that left back position. I like this a lot. I really like the look of this play. Central playing aggressive on the ball. They've got a chance. Probably going to get cleared easily by North. Still there. Central's got to wear this one, and this one should be an easy corner for Central, and it is. They'll get an opportunity to whip in a service ball and ice this game out with just 10 minutes left. We will see what the Knights can do here. And we'll get a short stoppage in clock. Looks like someone's got a loose shoelace down there. This ball going to be served in, clock back on. Weber's going to throw this ball in nice height, good distance. That one just kind of bobbled around, and Knight's just unable to get a hand on it, and they're going to play quickly here. Central's got a couple defenders back wisely. They're going to really try and step to this ball. Kleben's got to take, it looks like 19. Haugo on one-on-one. Haugo with some space, puts that one up and wide. Is a really nice shot attempt for him, though. It was up, but it was not up by much, and Dobrevall only had it red, but that's what your good players can do. They can play good, solid offensive opportunities when they get them. Checking back into the game for the Knights. Number 6, the captain, Sam Chrisman. Actually, he's not a captain even. My apologies. Chrisman going to get a touch on it. Play it near midfield. This one going to be turned around, but Chrisman's going to try to defend quickly. Played off the chest to Central. Central's going to play back and just wing this one forward. They still want to attack. I mean, Central wants more. They are ready to get more, and North is going to play a real dangerous ball down the sideline, collapsing on this one very nicely, but not able to get a clean defense. This one's going to get a low cross in. Nice step there from Weber. The Weber's been very solid defensively. I called him out earlier for playing back on his guy, but he has done a very nice job. We have a very dangerous free kick for Fargo North here. North, with just a little over 8 minutes left in this game, is going to get a very, very dangerous-looking free kick. We're going to see where this one gets spotted up. I'm not sure what, if it was inadvertent hand or what it might be, but I did not see what that was. But nonetheless, North has got the ball in there, lining up and licking their chops here. This one's going to come from basically straight on, 20 yards or so out. What's strange is he does finally ask for his 10. I was going to say what's strange is that Lucas Knopp is not asking for his 10 yards here. He does finally get it. And getting the wall lined up is Dobrevall and the Central sticking forward. They're basically their 4 tallest guys that they can. Going to stand in tough there. Knopp, no doubt about it, is going to string this one on net. He might try and play low ball, but I doubt it. He does try and play a low ball, puts it right into the wall. Central's got to clear this ball. Lucas Weber takes some unnecessary physicality there, but he'll battle on. He's going to clear this one up the line. Nice ball there. Just hangs in bounds. He's going to stretch the field as best as he can. Holy, turning on the burners there. That's someone. Number 3, I believe, McCain Kendall, absolutely ripping down the sideline there. Central still with this ball in the midfield. They've got a chance. Weber played a really nice dead ball. Probably don't nearly get that kind of spin without it just being a soggy Cushman field tonight. It's been raining on and off, but it's mostly stayed off in the second half, which is much appreciated from this one radio broadcaster, so he can finally see out his window. Dangerous ball there. Nothing called on it. Knight's got to play through. Hodney turns it over midfield. Emmett Tracy with it now. The intensity in this game, you can just feel it creeping into the style of play. Tracy's going to feed a ball down low. This one looks like it's going to be out, but nearly winning the foot race there. But at least making him throw it in. I don't have the number on North. I want to say it was Johan Gonzalez, but I'm not positive on that. Alshami going to check into the game for the Knights. Likely will finish it out. He's replacing Grant Harrison, who has played the majority of this game. I don't think Grant Harrison has come out once this game. But Alshami just going to try and get some fresh legs, 6.5 minutes on. Central trying to hold on, but they're trying to still stay aggressive. Fargo North, you can feel kind of the urgency seeping into their style of play. They are no doubt hungry for a goal. Alshami's going to step in, at least force this one outside the box and give the Knights a chance to reset a little bit and spread out, really playing a condensed style of football right now as this ball is really tucked in tight together. Salad gets beat there and kind of steps hard, but he's going to do a little bit cleaner job of defending. Playing in the low corner now, Bennett Meyer. This one going to trickle out of bounds, and we're going to have a corner kick here. This is where you make your money, folks, the last 5 minutes of the game. I mean, this is when you got to be at your best, and you cannot miss a mark here down the end of this game. North going to whip this ball in. It comes in nice height, up high, makes it tough to play. This one's going to be just nudged to the far side of the box. Not sure who got ahead on it. North is going to play this one with it there. Knights unable to get a foot on it. This is where it gets dangerous here. Knights finally do get a stop, but North has basically got a green light to shoot as many balls as possible. Oh! Just like that one there that just whizzes by the back post. Oh, man. North has got a green light from Coach Costello to shoot the ball as many times as they want. I would imagine pretty much any time they enter the 18. It's going to be a green light to let that one fly. So Central has got to do what they can to defend Dobrovolny, looking to clear this ball, and that's exactly what they need is a long clear and a developing play like this for Kirkby. Kirkby's going to be all alone, one-on-one. Kirkby with a chance to ice this game out, takes his odd touch, and just gets a little too much on it. Still there. Oh. Shuffled out of bounds there, and the Knights with an opportunity to put this one in. Kirkby nearly got rewarded there for his effort earlier. Nearly. This one's going to be out on the Knights. We'll get a goal kick. Central with the chance to ice that game with just 5 minutes left, and that's what you see. The big leg of Dobrovolny with the ability to flip this field quickly. Chrisman gets to that ball. No, it's not Chrisman, excuse me. Hodney gets to that ball, and Chrisman's going to play with it in the near corner here. He's going to wait for Weber to come up to throw, and this is kind of the stalling tactics of soccer. Weber in absolutely no rush to get up to this ball. This ball going to be top of the box, flipped out quickly. North's going to look to attack. Central's got to get a good clear here. Clevin puts a nice header on it. So it bounced around in the midfield. Going to be popped up near side. Hodney with the chance to get to it. That one well out of bounds. I inadvertently maybe kicks it away as we got someone down here. We got a stoppage for injury. Again, my clock a little bit fast. 4 minutes and 7 seconds. We apologize for that. We apologize for those audio issues. We apologize for the audio issues that we're having, folks, trying to get them resolved. Just 2 minutes remain in this game. I've been a little preoccupied with my technology here, but not exactly sure what's... We apologize for the technical difficulties that we're having, folks. We think we have our audio back.